Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Collector Stream YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all doing very well today. Today this video, just gonna get straight into it. We're gonna be talking about the McDonald's Pikachu campaign that was exclusive to all of Japan, all of the McDonald's in Japan, and exactly what happened. So basically, I wasn't able to travel to Japan due to my work arrangements, and I ended up asking my friend in Nagoya. That was very friendly and helpful, and I was able to acquire some copies of the Pikachu promo. And also, I have a good friend. He went over to Osaka, and he was also very lucky and managed to snatch a few copies of these promo cards. People were lining up back on a Friday, and they started queuing up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and basically the news got out like nationwide, and then everybody, people, the local Japanese and the tourists, even if they didn't collect Pokemon, they don't know what Pokemon cards are. They still went and lined up to get these Happy Meal because it started spreading through the word of mouth that these cards are sought after and they're worth a lot of money, and then you can basically eat McDonald's for free if you are able to get these cards, and then they will resell it on website like Mercari, which is a very popular platform. And as you see right now, I'm seeing people are still listing them for, well, 5 copies for $1,000 Hong Kong, so that's quite a bit. Yeah, 2 are selling for 330. Yeah, so like, yeah, people are just basically flipping these like crazy. So these, actually, let's have a look at this listing. So this one is about 48,000 yen, and then there's 20 copies of them. Wow, interesting. So yeah, so basically people were scalping these, and I'm gonna find some footage right now talking to describe what happened. People were not happy. Some of the tourists, they bought, like, they have a limit for 5 units per customer, but then they brought in, families and friends, and then they brought in, maybe they went to various different McDonald's, and they were just like going out carrying like 20 bags of Happy Meal, and then some of people, they discarded the food on the floor, and people complain about food wastage. People complain about not being able to get a copy for themselves and for the kids. So yeah, it was not good. And then McDonald's actually subsequently, they quickly said, all right, that's enough. We're gonna be stopping this campaign, and it only ran for 1 day. And actually, for the store inventory, they only got one. From the more remote stores, they got maybe 1 or 2 cartons, and then one carton contained 120 cards. So if you do the math, 120. Let's try to do math in public. So is that like how many customers is that? I'm just not gonna wait. 120 divided by 5 would be 24 customers. So after 24 customers, then the store might be out for the more remote location. But if you're talking about the really popular stores, they might have like 10 cartons, maybe they have 20 cartons. Yeah, so if they have 10 cartons, that's 1,200 cards, but that's only 240 customers will be able to acquire them, and then the store is out for good, right? So let's kind of implicate, because I did read online, and these data are very they're not proven, but then it gives you an idea on how many cards are actually in circulation. So if let's use 5 cartons per store, and then based on what I read online, there's about 2,900 McDonald's in all of Japan. So 2,900 stores, if they each get an average of 5 cartons, then that will be how many cards? That will be 1.74 million cards that are in circulation, and that is, you can argue it's a lot of cards for a single print. So there'll be 1.74 million Pikachus, and then there will be 1.74 million of the other 5 cards, the Paldean starters that you can get. Yeah, so maybe food for thought, maybe those cards will actually be rarer than Pikachu, because you get Pikachu in every single pack, but then there's 2 cards per pack, right? So if you draw the other one, so those cards might be rarer, right? Food for thought. But then the appeal for this promotional campaign is Pikachu. Yeah, I don't foresee people going nuts over the other 5 cards. People just, they may want a set, and for the set collectors, yeah, getting those other 5 cards will be more difficult and more rare. But then the mass appeal is for this Pikachu in PSA 10. So yeah, like 1.74 million, and let's say if you are being optimist, there's 10 cartons distributed to every store, so that would be just times 2, so 3.48 million that was sold out in a couple of hours on one day in Japan. So let's think about what does that mean. How does that compare to other promotional campaign that was ran in Japan? The last two that ran were the Detective Pikachu. So let me see if I can open the Detective Pikachu. That card was giving out back in 2023, and unfortunately I sold my copy. I bought the Nintendo Switch game, the Detective Pikachu game, and every buyer could have received a copy of this Detective Pikachu, which is actually quite nice. It's just Pikachu riding on the Growlithe and wearing the detective hat. This great artwork. I sold this one. I tapped out. I tapped out at $60 US. I sold it at the December car show of last year. And then now my friend is picking fun of me and saying like, this card is like nearing $300. You're still not going back in, Ken? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back in. I love it. So if this thing hits like $1,000 in the future, then yeah, like lesson learned. Yeah, but I got out at $60, and then now it's like more than 4x. Yeah. The other ones that I'm still holding are the promotional campaign. Again, it's from 2023, and they are the Unagaba. Let's see. They are the Unagaba promo. So we have Eevee sitting in the middle. And then let's just do a pan shot. And then the most expensive card is obviously the Umbreon. So let's let you guys have a look. Umbreon, and then you have very beautiful Eevee, Espeon. What's on the bottom is that Glaceon, Sylveon, and Leafeon, and then the OG Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. So this one, let's think about promotion cards in general. And before that, a while back, we have the stamp box. So these ones, they contain the Lady Pikachu and the Cramorant. So these ones are actually way more rarer, because there were only 100,000 copies to commemorate the 150 years launch establishment of the Japanese post office. So then at the 150th anniversary, just look back at the when was there a date here? 2021. Okay, so actually it says 2021 here. There were stamps, there were various accessories, but people were going for the Cramorant and the Lady Pikachu, which have exploded to about $2,000 US now for a set, if not maybe a little bit more. But these ones, again, yeah, I screwed myself over because I had a few copies, and then I sold like a set of those two slabs PSA 10 for like $400 US. Yeah, so always hold on to your promotional slabs, because you never know when they'll do it. So this one I tapped out at $400 US for the two. The Detective Pikachu I tapped out at $60, or I was being dumb. These ones I think they're going for about $1,000 to $1,200 for a PSA 10 set now, and then I have various sets, so I'm just gonna be holding them. If you roll back more, then you're talking about the really old, kind of getting the OG now, and then it'll be the Munch. The Munch, this is a Rowlet, and then I have the PSA 10 set back there. So in general, they do very well with time. Let's talk back about the McDonald's Pikachu. So 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, there were promo Pikachus, but then people didn't really care about the collecting game as much back then. So I'm talking about the Uniqlo from 2014. So Uniqlo, they after 10 to 11 years now, they are so expensive now to even get them in a PSA 10. So I'm looking on eBay, and then they go for like thousands to like $6,000 in a PSA 10. Am I saying that the McDonald's Pikachu is gonna hit that anytime soon? No chance in hell is it gonna be like breaking $1,000 anytime soon. But then if there's a lot of good fundamentals going for this card, because it prompt McDonald's to issue a public apology, because they cannot even run it for 3 days. They aim for only, and then I was talking to my friends for a while. I'm like, hey, I was telling my friend, it's only for 3 days. Imagine how rare it will become in the future, because people cannot go back in time and buy them. They cannot go back in time and line up in the McDonald's and buy them. And lo and behold, they couldn't even support the operation on Saturday and Sunday. They only did it on Friday for 3 hours, and then it was like mayhem and it was chaos, and then they have to call it quits. So if McDonald's now, they don't have a good way to equally distribute this. So the chance of this card being redistributed, it's difficult, it's tricky. Like, let me know in the comment section, how can McDonald's, they're probably still sitting on some inventory, maybe they have some spares, they have some backup. What's going to happen to those cartons? And I can tell you what's going to happen to those cartons. They are going to be resold by people that maybe jacked them or stole them, or they like I don't know, like some higher up executives, they may have get some for their family and like relatives. So there are cartons out in circulation. I'm gonna put on some pictures, and each carton contains $120, and those cartons are gonna command a hefty premium for the really deep pocket investor, because they now know about the lore, and they know about how difficult it is to get your hands on them, and then to have a sealed carton is just, it's just a big flex, right? So they're gonna be really, that's gonna be cost more, just like how Evolving Skies, a case now is cost more. A Fusion Strike case is gonna cost more than just standalone booster boxes, and even Lost Origin is starting to command a premium. So keeping them in cases makes a lot of sense for investment purposes. Okay, so and these I find it very interesting, because like all these promo, this one, and all these Unagaba, like even a pack of Unagaba now, it's not retailing, it's going on a secondary market for 50 to 60 US dollars now, and it became live as zero cost. I remember buying them on Pokemon Center, and yeah, okay, I got like 100 of them, 100 packs, and you just keep on buying products on Pokemon Center, and you got let's say I have 100, right? And I sold off a few of them. I still kept like 50 of them, 50 packs, yeah. But I'm staggered to see they're worth like 50, 60 US dollars now. I'm kind of like a hoarder in that aspect. I don't plan to sell anytime soon. I'm just gonna sit on them, like not in a hurry to cash out, is basically what I'm trying to get at. But even a Detective Pikachu, like, it started out as a free, no-cost item. It just came with the game when you bought it, right? And if you guys are in Hong Kong, like Shem Shui Po, you can actually go to the game store, and those game vendors, you can buy bulks off the game vendors, and then they were going for like $80 to $100 Hong Kong dollar, which translates to about 12 to 15 US dollars per piece, and you're gonna buy them for weeks on end. Then people can load it up like 50 to 100 copies, and those are like sitting now like really they've done really well for themselves, because they have the insight to buy and hold, right? So a lot of these things are just testing your insight and your patience if you can hold on to them. So it's quite funny now, because that PSA 10 slab, if you're talking about, is $300, right? So it actually exceeds the cost of the Nintendo Switch, and it way exceeds the cost of the Nintendo Switch game. Yeah, and is it touching like a Nintendo Switch 2 now? So you got like a free promo card that can now give you a Nintendo Switch 2, right? Or at a minimum, it can give you like a free Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so I always find that to be very powerful in terms of Pokemon investing. Some people might be saying, oh, Ken, I really like these cases. Yeah, if you like them, you can maybe send me an email, and then maybe we can work out how to I can maybe help you get some of these beautiful carbon inlays, slab displays. You can put it on the wall. It's really good. But right now, there's going to be an issue with shipping these out with the Hong Kong Post Office. So just FYI, if you like these ones, send me an email, but not too keen on shipping to the US right now, because there's a lot of tariff, and there's a lot of barriers and blockage to mailing physical products worldwide. So I'm just still talking more about Pokemon investment analysis and how we can grow our portfolio, and still straying away a little bit for now on selling physical products. Yeah, but maybe there'll be merch coming in the future on this channel, but who knows. All right, so we're at the 15-minute mark now. So we covered the McDonald's Pikachu a little bit. We covered the other few promos a little bit. What I'm trying to get at in this video is whenever there is a promo card campaign, you should pay attention to them, because in the future they do very well. And this is and then a very interesting take is these cards were distributed by Pokemon Center and Pokemon themselves, and this one were also kind of sold. I need to search where they were distributed, but now looking into the future, it's going to be very difficult for Pokemon to give the green light for other establishment to distribute Pokemon cards products, because look at how badly it was mismanaged, or how it spiraled into chaos when they use McDonald's as a venue, right? So when you talk about like other establishment will be scared to do this. If like the clothing company, GU, Uniqlo, if they want to do something like this, it's gonna be chaos again. People are gonna storm the store. They're gonna all the clothes are gonna get everywhere. The lines are gonna be there's gonna be a lot of repercussions. It's basically what I'm trying to say. So that will actually discourage Pokemon in a way. I'm just thinking about this logically, that using common sense. So feel free to agree or disagree in the comments. But I think this is going to all the managers at the Pokemon company. It's going to be thinking, how can we do this again? It's gonna cause a lot of social disruption, and it's gonna encourage scalpers to just storm all the stores. And maybe they're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna be running any more promotional campaign anytime in the future. Yeah, you can be pretty damn sure that McDonald's will be very cautious, and they don't want to do this anymore in the future, because the social backlash that they have received is just immense, right? So yeah, that's another good thing to bring into this video. If you haven't considered, is it's gonna make the launch of future promotional cards in Japan very, very difficult, because a lot of the big name restaurants and a lot of the big name they did have like some Pizza Hut cards. They have 7-Eleven promo cards, but with this popularity and the demand right now, it's difficult to safely and fairly distribute the cards out to the public. Yeah, because everybody wants them, right? So that's why I think overall the fundamental for this promo Pikachu is pretty good. If you ask me what price it will land on in the future, I don't know, because the range is so wide, right? If you look at the Uniqlo PSA 10, they're going for 1,000 to 6,000, but then the circulation for those cards are way, way less than a 3.5 million, roughly 3 to 4 million circulation Pikachu. That happened in only one day. If this campaign ends for good, then it will go down in history as the shortest and quickest selling out promo card thus far. Yeah, so it sold out in 3 hours, and it was only one day. I think August 9th. Yeah, so this builds into the lore and the appeal on getting into this card. Yeah, so it just means very, very difficult to get, and later on we'll see PSA come back, and maybe they will give us an idea on how hard it is to grade. If it is only for one day and it is difficult to grade, you match the two together, it is a recipe for a very, very expensive promo card down the road. If it's only one day and it's actually the gem rate ratio is easy, then I foresee it will kind of follow the path of the Detective Pikachu. So it will just continue to track up like that. So basically, yeah, that's it for the quick video. If you guys enjoyed the content and want to listen to more Pokemon analysis, please comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell icon, because we have a lot more videos coming. The next one that I'm going to be doing right after this is to talk about the Scarlet and Violet 151, and then more Scarlet and Violet sets, and then grading them into the my own design Ken score. Yeah, inspired by Doug. Yeah, if you guys watch the car reviews. So I'll talk to you guys soon in the next one, and just hope you guys have a nice weekend and continue to happy collecting. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.